Hey y'all, it's your favorite life coach, Toy, of course, CEO of I Can't Coaching. My motto is I can't let anything control my mind, mood, or money. I just wanted to address something really quick. I see a lot of people on the timelines that's talking about the royal wedding and how beautiful it is and how lucky she is, etc., etc., etc. A lot of people, and y'all know I always start with the mind. In their mind, they have a royal lifestyle in their head, right? And I don't necessarily mean the material things. I mean more so of the everyday issues that you have to truly and really deal with when you are in a marriage. So a lot of people go into marriage, if you will, starting out with the thought that it is going to be fantastic because now all of a sudden you have a mate. Well, that's not necessarily true. Also in the mind, y'all want to get married real soon and real quick because, maybe you need somebody to pay half on the bills or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you have a void in terms of emotions instead of being patient to wait on that guy to come or that girl to come that balances you, because if that person doesn't balance you, it's going to be off kilter anyway. So then once in your head, of course, you get prepared for the day, and instead of you focusing on and it's a lot of people that do this, they rush into marriage just to say that I'm married. And society, if you will, put a lot of pressure on people too, because their idea, if you will, and I was raised this way, and I'm sure many of you were as well, to if you have kids, you got to get married by that person, or better yet, because you are in a relationship, that's that person for you. And again, that's not necessarily true. So in your mind, that's typically where it starts at, in the home, the way you were raised, and things of that nature. So then it starts in you changing your mood. You feeling all googly on the inside and things of that nature when you think about marriage. And nobody ever thinks about marriage and the issues that come along with it. Nobody ever thinks about marriage and the things that could go wrong. We stay focused on the day, in terms of the wedding day. We stay focused on the decorations. We stay focused on all the stuff that made it look good and beautiful, and not dealing with the reality of what marriage is really about: the heartache, the pain, the ups, the downs, the laughter, the tears, and all of that. So once you start get past feeling the way that you feel about that person googly on that wedding day, if you will, and reality starts to set in, that's when the real test starts. The real test starts after y'all go home, after the ants that ate up the rice, after the caterer has left, after the dress doesn't fit anymore. Then what do you have left? So if you don't have substance, again, it's not going to last. And marriage is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not by any means for or against. I'm saying whatever it is that works for you, let that work for you. But to get ready to close this thing out, all I'm saying is, guys, when y'all, I know the decor, the day is beautiful, and you feeling all googly on the inside and all of that in your mind, you think it's going to be great just because you get married. I know several people who are married or in relationships. This thing reconnecting. Married or in relationships that they're not happy. This is why we shouldn't do lives while we're traveling. Sorry about the pausing on the other one. I just know that so at any rate, for my other phone, instead of you guys focusing on the actual day, if you will, of getting married and things of that nature, before y'all jump into a relationship, please think about how you truly feel about that person. When the lights are out, when the people are gone, when the dress doesn't fit anymore, when the kids get out of school, all of that. So don't get so caught up in I want to be married and how beautiful the day is, without putting forth the time and the effort to inspect what you expect about your mate. Because at the end of the day, no matter how beautiful your wedding is, if the relationship between you and that person is not beautiful, I promise you it won't last. And people will remember the flowers. People will remember the dress, good, better, and different. People will remember the cake. But what's important is you remember that the person that you are planning on marrying, the person that you are planning on marrying is the right person for you. Not the right person to help you pay bills. Not the right person to have kids with because they're going to have good hair or whatever your reason is. Not the right person that's going to be with you intimately and you enjoy that. It has to be the right balance for you. So we've already covered the mind, how people start off. We've already covered the mood, and then the money, which is my last one. So if you start out with a person and it's all about the money, guess what's going to happen? If that person happen to lose their job, then your perception of them change. You got to get you somebody who got your back, like no matter what. And then too, if you got to help him, then your perception of him changes if he loses or she loses her money, if that's what it's going to be circled around. So again, when that day and that time comes, when it's time for you to get married, make sure it's the right person for you. And more importantly, my motto, like I always say, I can't do what? Let anything do what? Control my mind, mood, or money. And don't get caught up in the wrong wedding and just go try to jump into a relationship because it feels good for the money. All right, y'all, I'm out. Thanks for watching.